Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
Uh-oh, there it is. What up, though?
Like that sometimes.
It happens like that, don't it, Mo?
Yes, it does.
Another week. What up, though?
What's good, everybody?
What up, Detroit? Welcome back. Thingz Done Changed Podcast here for another week, another great Monday.
Yeah, we back, baby.
I hope y'all are listening to the show. Don't be driving and trying to watch it. I know y'all probably in traffic on the way home from work or the way to take your kids to play basketball or something.
Don't
You
be
know
like
what I'm
that dude in
saying?
that Tesla with the
What's up,
the goggles
T-Boz?
on. You see,
You know
old
what
boy?
I'm saying?
You see, old boy, he got the new Apple goggles on.
No,
He driving the Tesla. He was driving the Tesla with the goggles.
no. Goofy.
Hands free.
Oh,
Please put him over, of course.
no. Goofy.
Yeah.
But listen, y'all. We got a good show for y'all. I'm going to drop the topic of the show early so everybody can get prepared for it. And the name of the show today is called Keep Your Hands to Yourself.
These right here.
Keep your hands to yourself. We got a little bit of serious show today, but before I introduce our guests, you know I always got to talk my shit, me and Moan. First, I got to ask Moan how was his weekend.
Well, it's pretty boring, man. You know, I ain't do nothing but play COD all the weekend, so.
COD is Call of Duty,
Call
right?
of Duty, Call of Duty.
Oh, that's what's up.
Man. So, you know, that's about what I did. I had fun, basically.
Yeah.
Enjoyed myself. What's up with you, man?
Man, I slept.
You slept?
I ain't do nothing this weekend. I don't even think I left the house. Probably to the garage and back
Yeah.
and
Sounds
in the
fun.
house.
Sounds
I
fun.
ain't do nothing.
That's what happens when you get older. You get over 40,
I ain't gonna lie.
35, hey.
That's a blessing.
I ain't gonna lie.
That sounds like a trip to the state fair when you're 40 and shit
Boy,
going out to the
yeah.
garage.
Right.
Shit, like, that sounds like fun time.
And
Yeah,
it's
man.
cold.
Ain't even to use the bathroom right.
Right.
Nigga, that's
The garage
circus,
is the
nigga.
man cave for me,
Yeah.
I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, but shout out to everybody that watched the show last week that been hitting us up, inboxing us, calling us. What up,
God.
Shar? You know,
Oh, that show.
that show was
Whoa,
live.
whoa.
It was good. Shout out to everybody. That show
Hey,
got
but
really,
before
really
we get
good.
started, though, so you know, remember what we was talking about, right?
Yeah, I already gonna bring it up. You made me look. Them niggas made me look bad. You ain't give me a minute. That's why I said shout out to the show last week, and I was about to
Right.
give you props.
Hey.
And them silly ass Busto babies made me look bad. They's gonna be a part of the Busto
They
baby
are
segment.
the bustos of the week, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
Tell 'em what it
Stupid ass
is, though.
nigga.
You gotta- they don't
Man,
even- they
so
might not
we was
even
talking
know.
about black businesses don't get broke into in the neighborhood. And I'm there arguing with Moan because he can't give me one. He can't name one. Man, dog, Mr. Detroit, like, nigga, I'm telling you, we take care of black business in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I'll be damn that damn week. These stupid ass, ignorant ass Busto babies back up into a damn black owned business, a shoe store, and steal shoes. And who tagged me in the article? Moan.
You know it.
I ain't even want to like the mug. I was pissed. I ain't even want to like it. You know what I'm saying? Shar, I see you watching the show. I got a surprise for you, Moan. Shar gonna be our fourth, our third host. I'm sorry.
Third.
We got another. Well, no, because we got Missy fourth. You can't count today. But Shar is way different. She brings a whole different perspective. She be tripping.
That's what we need.
Yeah,
That's
she
what
got
we need.
nice
We need
topics
a
on
trip.
Facebook, and I'm telling you,
need
she
a
she
trip.
gonna make people want to argue. I'm telling you
That's
right
good,
now.
that's good.
She be tripping. That's my dog. We go way back to Sunrise. You know her from Sunrise, Mom?
I can't-
Sherrar. From Sunrise, when you see her, you know
I
her.
know that name.
You
but
know her.
I can't remember the face.
Yeah,
Too many
crazy,
moons ago.
extra crazy. It's gonna
Too
be
many moons ago.
silly.
Yeah.
But anyway, again, before we get into the show, there's a couple things I want to talk about first. First, you know we got to talk about the. But first, before we talk about the Busto Bay, I just want to know why people just don't care. Like the way y'all drive. I'm just trying to get an
I knew you was
understanding
gonna say that, bro.
of the driving
No.
here in Detroit.
Even just me come over here, bro.
And I don't drive reckless.
Bro.
I chill, man. I drive. I'm somebody that try to watch and look at every. And I guess by me being like that, I see all the stupid
You
stuff
see
y'all
all
do.
the ignorant shit that goes on.
Like,
all of it.
dog.
Bro, I counted 5 people who ran the red light. They went on the side of me and ran the red light. 5 people.
Like it ain't nothing.
What about driving in the snow like they never lived in Michigan before?
And I think the rain is worse.
The rain, I think, is worse.
Man,
But
just think them driving is worse.
we talked about the Busto babies, them dummies that broke
to
into
get
the
a
black
license out
stove,
this
man. I get
motherfucker.
sick of
Nothing,
y'all, man. I be trying to take up for y'all brothers, man, and y'all
Try.
then make me call y'all niggas.
I be trying to tell you.
Make me call y'all niggas, and I be
more you
trying to take
observe.
up for y'all brothers, but you make me call y'all niggas,
Yeah.
man. Y'all got to stop this stuff, man.
Gotta do better.
And then my man that was taking the garbage out at the gas station worked right there. What was that? Chicago and Warren.
I don't think I heard.
And he saw people, about 3-4 dudes trying to steal his car. He approached him, tried to stop him, and one dude shot and killed him
Oh damn.
for a Hyundai.
Yep.
What's wrong, man? What's going on?
You can't even. That's what $50 in airbags.
A Hyundai, and it was 3 or 4 of them at that.
$100 maybe in.
And y'all
hubcap.
killed a man. Like, when did it become cool to kill
catalytic
people
converter?
for what you work hard for?
That's crazy.
Your own stuff.
That's what's crazy. Like y'all definitely busto babies.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about by busto babies.
Yep.
Y'all mixed up with all these DNAs, man. These men, if y'all ain't out here taking care of these men, these boys, y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself, man. Y'all can't keep having these single mamas out here taking care of these boys
hard on 'em.
and talking about they need to be men.
It's hard on them.
For real. Like some of these men got to step up, dog. Real talk. Like something ain't right. Something missing. And then that lead into the next thing.
It leads into abuse.
That lead into the next thing.
Very much.
And
so.
y'all know we was gonna talk about it. It lead to the next thing. And y'all remember the candy commercial back in the day, Skittles, and what they used to say at the
Taste
end.
the rainbow.
Taste the rainbow.
Nigga done taste too much of the
They
rainbow.
ate the rainbow.
Ain't nigga then when they
These
open their mouth
niggas
at the end of the
They
rainbow.
ate the rainbow. Now they sharing their nails with
my
their
God.
wives. They I don't know if it's their wife, they woman.
Hey.
I don't know what's going on.
Hey, it ain't a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
It ain't nothing. Pot of fairyism at the end of the rainbow. So pot of and listen again, we don't have nothing against
Boy, nothing
the gay community. None of that.
community.
But my question is, what's going on with the men
We don't know.
and our black
We
men?
don't know.
Pause. I ain't asking.
We losing it.
I'm just
We done
saying.
lost it. But I think I saw it coming. Pause. When I was in Atlanta about 15 years ago.
Oh, you
and
definitely
I was
saw
at
it coming
Lennox.
then,
I was at
pause.
Lennox. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then
Yeah.
it slowly crept and it started creeping around and it just came and it's like
It spread
epidemic.
like the Rona.
yeah,
Just like
yeah,
the Rona.
just
Rona.
like it, just like
Spread like the
They
Rona.
gonna be matching eyebrows and eyelashes next.
They already matching jeans.
And ladies, I understand why y'all say niggas ain't shit. I understand why.
No niggas left.
Because it ain't none. If it's only a little bit of them.
right. And them-
Y'all gotta
and they
give
in
it.
jail now.
Y'all. I'm like Boosie.
Right.
Come on now.
Right.
Come on.
Damn.
Y'all gotta give them a
Boy.
break. The niggas that y'all saying shit, it's only a couple of them.
Right. Damn.
It's only a couple of them. That's why y'all say that, ladies. I figured it out today.
That nigga cheat, man. Just let him, cause he gets something off his chest.
Let him go on by this business. Y'all ain't got a lot of
At
real
least you
niggas.
still got a good man that
Oh,
ain't
whatever.
going into the closet
This is
and changing his uniform.
this is bothering me.
Fool said, changing his uniform.
Nothing.
Char said they already getting lashes done. See what I'm saying? This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But see, the crazy part about it is, right? Women talk about these, see these things and speak on them as if it's a problem, but they're the ones that ushered this bullshit
Ushered
in.
it right on in.
Yeah.
They opened the door.
They're
Yep.
the ones that champion this shit and
Yep.
made it okay and made it cool.
Yep.
They absorbed. They took these feminine ass men in and made them comfortable with being that way, right?
Yep.
Not to say the opposite, right?
Yep.
To say that they should have made them feel uncomfortable, right? But you
Boy.
accepted it and you
Yeah.
coddled it, you groomed it, you
Yep.
watered it, you nurtured
yeah.
it.
I
I'm
said
gonna
that
say-
before.
Motherfucker grew into a tree that you can't chop down.
I said
Yeah.
that before.
You know, I'm gonna say it also could come from the house, from the mama, you know, or the aunties.
Oh, no,
where's
it-
the male
yeah.
figures?
Auntie,
Where's
grandma,
the grandpa?
Okay,
Sisters.
so listen,
Uncles?
and I spoke
Where's
on
the
this. I
brothers?
spoke
Yeah.
on this before, right?
It's some
Not-
type of programming
But
going
somebody
on.
that can box with you, take you
It's-
to some things.
Me and him
this
grew
is
up in the house of
conversation
all
with a
women.
man.
Me, yep.
Can't do
I grew up in
that.
the house of all
That's
women.
all-
Y'all agree that
We
it's
still-
a problem,
we
right?
left.
When
Right.
Right.
when the women, I guess I'm asking a dumb question, right? But you know, I always say it's the women who keep these boys away from their when they're their dads when they
Yeah,
young,
especially
right?
when they had them type of attitudes.
Trying to selfishly keep these benefits or whatever the financial gain is that they're trying to get out of the child.
Sometimes they don't even have to be around their daddy. It can be around a male figure.
Yeah,
Just put it
yeah.
around some type of
Somebody,
positive
yeah.
male figure. You know,
the
find
thing
something.
is that a
You know what I'm
woman
saying?
didn't make a
Because-
But
baby
and
by
then at the same
herself.
time, some of these male figures got to stop being on this bullshit
I was
too.
about to say,
Because
some
you
of
see
them-
these
Yeah,
coaches
man.
and shit going to jail and shit. Niggas from Farmington Hills High School and all that shit.
That's
They supposed to be the ones looking out for these boys and being their mentors, and then we can't even trust them.
Or not even just the boys.
You know what I'm
right?
saying? We can't even
just-
trust they weird ass.
We just seen the situation of the daycare over here on Van Dyke and Outer Drive, right? Where a 4-year-old girl was allegedly molested by one of the male employees.
See what I'm saying?
At
We
the-
can't
at
even
the-
trust
you
the
see what I'm
ones
saying?
they're supposed to be. So I guess the ones that's in the homes and the real ones that need to be there, man, do whatever you need to do. You know what I'm saying?
Obviously, it's not enough of them going around.
Right.
I just hate to see, like I said, when the women keep them boys from their dads, and then they end up growing up being the type of men that the women don't want.
They don't
Oh,
want.
you a mama's boy. You was
Snapping
raised
their
by your
fingers.
man. You ain't having nothing but.
I done seen little,
yeah.
I done seen little 3-4-year-old boys in these pictures and they toes be turned, standing in front of their mama on Instagram and all that.
I don't think people know what you mean by that.
They toe be turned. They had the pigeon toe,
No pigeon toe.
right, standing in front of their mama.
With
You
the
know what I'm
ass
saying?
poked out.
Like, and it'd be a little boy. I'd be like, come on now.
Damn,
I do
Don't
have
keep-
to agree
straighten your
with
foot up, boy.
For the mother.
See, I come from that
Kids
granddad era, man. We ain't got
Yeah.
enough of that granddad
You
era no
create
more.
the kind of men that you don't want when they grow up, and they
Right.
say,
Exactly.
"Oh, you a mama's boy. You want to be taken care of like your mom." But you're the same woman
You
who
the one
kept that
kept
little
her from
boy
that child.
from
so
his
I
father.
definitely agree with that, because the thing is, a woman ain't had no baby by herself, especially if you got a boy.
Very
I can't
true.
teach a boy how to be a man. I can teach a
Oh,
girl
a lot,
how
a
to
lot,
be
of,
a
a
woman.
lot of women that feel like
Boy,
they
they-
can.
Listen,
They
and
gonna
I know a
disagree
lot of
about that
women
one.
do. Guess what? I have 3 boys. I have 3 man-childs. I have 8. I have 19, and I have a 21. Right? I can't teach them how to be a man. When I divorced their father, I married my second husband is the father of my youngest. My ex-husband is the father of the oldest. Right? When we got divorced, now was no bitterness. Oh, I want these kids. I want this. I want that. No. What I'm going to do is, if this is what you want, I would keep these boys from 0 till about 10,
Yeah, and
because I need to be the
'em.
maternal. I need to be able to
Yeah.
give them the
The
love,
nurturing.
the nurturing.
Yeah.
I need to get them, get them lined up and let me
Yeah.
get them on the roll.
Organized.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
All of that.
organized.
Yeah.
Get the
Caring
school
part.
going.
Yeah.
They
Actually,
need that
yeah.
mother
Caring
nurturing,
You got to.
right?
You
Yeah.
need
But when
that
they
balance.
turn to
You got
10, if you want, they can. We switch it over, and now because you about to take them into manhood, right?
Yeah, right.
He didn't want to do that, right? But never have I ever stopped that man, no matter what we had going on, and my boys, no matter what I felt, no matter what I wanted him to do that he didn't do, I never talked bad about them to them boys, because
That's real.
this
That's
is
the
the
realest
thing that
part.
I did. I said when they get older,
They'll
See on
understand.
their
they
own.
would be able to make their own decision
Yeah.
I don't
about their
understand
father.
men like that. Like ever since I was a boy with no dad, I wanted to raise my boys and show the world what kind of dads
Yeah, you
dads
could
was
be.
supposed to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, that's how I am.
And I
Yeah.
feel like I accomplished that. Like just
My daddy
Friday,
wasn't
right?
on nothing.
I
Rest
used-
in
I-
peace.
I used to drop my boys off whether you wanted it to or not. Beep beep. Here you go.
My
Here's
mama
some
couldn't even drop me.
groceries.
She couldn't even drop me off.
I was
Shit.
dropping them off every
You had to drop me off on the corner.
Hey,
that
but-
nigga was there.
Now they called me back about an hour or two later. Like,
Right.
Ma, it's not time for us to come home
My
yet.
son's mama, no, she didn't even gotta ask me. My Brayden coming over, all right.
All right.
Let's roll. Shit, let's roll.
And
Let's-
that's how
let's-
it should be. Your little sidekick.
Right. Let's not keep the people waiting, because I know people like, who is that voice that's chiming in? Who is
Yeah,
that
right,
talking?
right.
That ain't
My
that
bad,
ain't
my
Mitzi.
bad.
No, that's a
Right.
good. No, you good. That ain't Mitzi. Who is that? You know what I'm saying? The other girl sit there is light skinned. That's a dark skinned
Right,
girl.
right.
Who is that girl?
Free chocolate.
But listen, we
chocolate on it.
we got our dog Lachetta on the show.
What up,
Give her a
Vanilla.
though?
round of applause. We got Lachetta on the show.
What up, though?
And we this show, welcome. This show
Welcome.
goes switch over to like a little more of a serious note.
Yes.
We still gonna be silly and stuff, but
Can't help it.
y'all see the name of the show for y'all that's tuning in, and y'all ain't paying attention. The name of the show is "Keep Your Hands to Yourself." And Lachetta comes from the House of Cadence, and the House of Cadence specialize in black women and domestic violence.
Yes, yes.
And I think that's something we need to talk about,
Very much so.
especially in our community.
I'm a product of that.
So everybody welcome Lachetta to the show again, and we gonna let her talk about her business and her history on and why she do this, and pretty much let her reintroduce herself.
What up, though? I'm LaChetta Johnson. I'm the founder, CEO, and executive director of the House of Cadence. We are a faith-based organization that caters to Black women who are victims and survivors of domestic violence, and because of that violence, they may experience a homeless episode or either contact with the child welfare system. A lot of people don't realize all the intersections that domestic violence have within systems. So when domestic violence happen, it's a 50-50 chance, depending on what community you are part of, that you're going to call the police. My community, we not calling the police, because we don't want the man to go to jail, right? We want the violence. There you go. Yeah. We want the violence to stop. And if I call the police on my man and the police come in here, well, it's a 50-50 chance that this is going to be flipped upside down. Either I'm going to go to jail or either he can end up dead.
I seen a crazy, not to cut you off, it just made me think about this crazy situation I seen on social media where this girl was, I believe, at her brother's house, or her brother was over her house defending her against her boyfriend who was on some, abusive stuff, right? She had a knife in her hand to defend herself. Right, the police came into the door and seen the knife in her hand and shot her.
Wow.
Yep. And that happens, and that's another reason why we not so quick to call the police, right?
Can't depend on them.
No, and you know what?
Tasha said, "Hey, Cheddar girl."
Hey, girl.
I like that. I'm
hey,
stealing
girl.
it.
Hey.
I'm stealing it. You Cheddar girl.
Cheddar girl.
Cheddar
girl. You know what? That's not even new.
I
Since
know
the Cheddar girl's been out, I have friends that refuse to call me by my name.
Yeah,
that's great.
Cheddar girl is what they call me. But yeah, like that whole situation, that's not the first time. There's been times in domestic violence situations, a Black woman, we have different help-seeking behaviors than that of a white woman, right? So the world sees me as an aggressor. Oh, am my skin dark too?
It's your skin.
Oh, I'm aggressive. Why she talk like that? Why she act like that? Because this nigga just hit me in my head. What are you talking about? Right. So I'm supposed to be like, oh my God, well, this is what happened. No, I'm mad, I'm angry, I'm using my hands. I need you to listen to me, and you telling me to be quiet and calm down.
Right.
How am I supposed to be calm down? I'm on 20 right now.
Right.
So because of that, and this man may have choked me up, so what happens? Automatically defense. I'm going to grab, I'm going to do something to try to stop the violence. So now I'm scratched up. And now I'm going to jail.
Stand your ground.
That same trait in your personality that they see when you are upset or irate or whatnot, they see that in a child, right?
Yep.
Right, and then they give him Ritalin and say
they
he
label
has ADHD.
him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right? Because he's hyperactive, right?
Yes.
It's just because we have a difference in our personality as people.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And they recognize that difference and say something wrong with us.
And that's the whole thing also for the school prison pipeline, right? You also got to realize what a lot of people don't, the intersection between the child welfare system and the prison pipeline, right? Because when you take a child away from the home, and believe it or not, a child will be removed from the home if there's domestic violence in the home. The child may have witnessed it. They've not harmed by it, but if domestic violence is in the home, a child can be removed. Now, you're going to take me away from the mother who's the victim of the domestic violence. I need protection myself.
Another problem.
Right? You're taking me from my mother who's the victim. You're going to place me in another home, maybe another culture who don't cook the same things that my mama cooked, don't even use the same seasoning, right?
Yeah.
When I'm talking,
all that play a part.
All that plays a part, and it comes from the domestic violence, right? So instead of you helping me, instead of you relocating me, instead of you giving me the tools and resources, because we have different resources available to us in our community than that of a white woman. So
domestic violence ain't all about the physical fight.
Domestic
way
violence
deeper than that.
It's way atmosphere.
It's a lot of different stuff.
It's so many layers to domestic violence, and a lot of people don't even realize. The most important part of domestic violence is the power and control wheel, right? It's power and control. That's exactly what domestic violence is. And
now, can couples do it to each other?
Oh yeah.
Can both people
toxic?
Be
yes.
Which is probably most relationships.
You know what?
You think that's in the Black community the most? Because listen, the reason why I asked that, and because look at social media today. It seems like there's a war against men and women. It seems like it's one big ass social domestic violence against each other.
It is. It
Yep,
is. That is real.
You can't even have a basic relationship with man and woman.
can't even have a
It's
basic
automatic
conversation.
toxic.
No, you
See,
can't.
my
You
thing
can't at
with
all.
the social media thing
It's
is
one
you
big
can't
ass
have a
domestic
relationship
violence.
when your relationship is on social media.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
me and you can't even
Yeah.
have a disagreement, and we're gonna post it, and then now
We talked about
everybody
that
else
last week.
has
Yeah.
to
Now
put
now
in.
you got people championing
Yeah.
both
Exactly.
They don't
sides.
even
So
know
what
you.
I see, and
Who's
that
right?
don't
All
know
of your
you.
yes men.
Yeah.
They're getting in your head and making
Getting
you
in your
feel
head,
like
so the when whatever you
Fuck 'em,
did,
girl.
I may feel like I'm okay with that, right?
Yeah.
But then everybody else to chimed in, so now I got an attitude with
You're
you.
talking-
You can't have a relationship on social
No, you
media.
you're
cannot.
talking to everybody
No, you cannot.
except the person that you have the issue with
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
the issue. How is it going to
Absolutely.
get resolved?
Absolutely.
that-
And you
that's
got a
what-
This
bunch
is
of
what you
yes
should do.
men
This is
and
what
yes
you should
women
do.
around
This is
you.
why I feel you should
No,
be.
this is what it
Yeah.
is. If it was
Yeah.
me, it sure
Yeah.
wouldn't be
But,
me.
but
Yeah,
and
right.
that's what's fucked up, right? Because we're all different people, and we try to take the terms and conditions of our lives and apply it on somebody else. Like what they live and what they experience is different. What they
Yeah.
like is different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't, and that's
Yeah.
a lot of the issue with when getting into relationships. Again, people take what's going on social media and apply it to themselves like it's them, and then try to implement it to a relationship, and it's not realistic.
It's
for
not
you.
realistic.
Yeah, no, it's not.
And also, even
So that's
when
why
you
you
talking
should
about
keep your hands to
They be
yourself.
living,
Keep your
they be
hands
living
to
off
yourself.
of Jay-Z and Beyonce relationship.
Oh,
That is how
Or
it's supposed to be.
Sierra and
Yeah.
Russell.
Right.
Everybody
And
wanted
ain't nobody
Sierra's
got them
prayer.
bank
But I want a
accounts.
future, but I want a Russell too.
Papoose
Right.
and Remy.
Right, right,
What
right.
it is,
What
everybody
the
just
fuck?
Yeah.
compare their relationship.
So
with their
how
life.
long have you been? I guess what should I like been doing? I don't want to say doing
So
this.
no,
or,
you know what? The work, being real honest,
Doing the
like,
work,
yes,
yeah, I
doing
should
the
say,
work.
yeah.
This work, I was made for this work. Didn't even know I was made for this work. I was called to this work. You know, as a
So
child.
it can be some type of ministry.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It really is.
So-
it is a
Because you
ministry.
said it's
did you get
faith-based.
We are
into-
faith based. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Did you get
ministry.
into it because it was near and dear to you?
You know what? If I be honest with you, I'm gonna say I got into it because God made me get into it. This is what He made me for, and I'm gonna say this because
That's real. Look at God.
Look at God. As a child, I was a witness to childhood domestic violence. Right?
Yes.
I have a poem on it. I can read it. When I saw myself, when I moved on to adulthood, went to school. I went to school for psychology and social working. Right? When I got my first job out of college, I was a juvenile probation officer. Okay. Not realizing, you're right, not realizing how many probationers that I had as teenagers that was victims of domestic violence. Right?
Wow.
Because February is Teen Domestic Violence Dating Month, y'all, just in case y'all didn't know.
Say that again.
Teen Violence, February is Teen Violence Dating Month.
Oh, wow.
So teens also have domestic violence in their relationship. You know, we have something called ACEs, right? Adverse Childhood Experience, right? So when you have different experience as a child, according to this score and this study, it would determine what your life path will be. Right?
Wow.
So most of us, we probably have a high ACEs score, which means we're not supposed to be here, right?
Right.
But your ACEs score, I tell people, your ACEs score don't determine what your future is. Because my ACEs score said that I was supposed to be dumb, deaf, and pregnant by 20 different dudes before I hit 16. You know
Wow.
what I'm saying?
And who? What is
Right, where
did
you
who
get that
made
from?
who?
Right.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm
And
saying?
who comes
Because
up
the
with this?
ACEs
Who comes up with that?
Some famous psychologist,
Social.
you know,
Yeah,
social
it's-
work type
yeah.
thing.
They white.
This group did this.
They
That
was
group
white.
did that.
They
and
was
this
white,
score,
especially
Yeah.
when the answers got something to do with us.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
white.
Yeah, your
And the
score.
thing is, yeah, your score
Like
is
my
this.
boy was telling me, he white too. Shout out my boy Joe. He was telling me his sister, before she got pregnant, they was trying to adopt. And the adoption agency, he said, there's 3 different criteria they put on there. Some about special needs, or it asks you, do you mind if this kid have these issues? But he said the crazy thing is, no matter what, they labeled the black kids one of those.
Yep.
Yeah.
Always.
No matter what.
Always.
And it was cheaper to adopt
A black kid.
black kid.
Yeah.
Yep. Because no matter what system we're in, we're labeled as the problem.
Yeah.
We're labeled as you
Charity
know,
work.
Yeah. we're that charity work, you know, but it all comes, you know, and I love Dr. Joy DeJury. She has a whole research study book on everything. Her whole thing is about post-traumatic slave disorder, right? That's where it all comes from, you know, because
Domestic violence too, huh?
domestic violence,
Yeah.
because when you want to talk about domestic violence, when you want to talk about sexual assault, when you want to talk about sex trafficking, the black woman was the very first one to endure that, coming from Africa on that slave trade to America, right? Master was raping black women, and then the first abandoned child father was the black woman, because
Yep.
Master was doing what?
Separating the
Deadbeat daddy.
family, yeah, and separating the families
And how
too.
do you emasculate that black man, which is my husband, is to impregnate his wife
in front of
him, then tell him that he can't do nothing to protect me.
and it's
in
called
front of
buck
him.
broken, y'all.
Yep.
Buck break you.
Yep. And then once you see that this man is going to get stronger and try to lash back out, well, now I'm about to separate the whole family.
So y'all know where the term "motherfuckers" came from, sure.
Yeah. Enlighten us, Mark. Teach us.
Well, I mean, kind of the same scenario that you're speaking on, but the man was forced to have sex with his mother.
To reproduce. Because it's almost was like a reproduction, like the cows,
Doing
just
what
like
they
the cow.
do.
Yeah,
Doing what
You
the
wanna
white man do.
Yep, reproduce
What they-
many people, and if you got good stock, we need more of these.
We're cattle. We're chattel to them, right? We're producing
Yeah.
meat.
Yep.
And that's why I was asking last week why this black skin is hated so much deep down. But we ain't gonna get back into that. I want to talk about this domestic violence and how serious it is in the black community.
It's very serious.
You know,
Black women are 42% more likely to be killed than that of a white woman in a domestic violence relationship.
wow, 42%.
42%.
That's deep.
42% of that of a white woman.
42%.
Y'all know. Like, and this is.
if it out of 1,000.
Yeah.
I've been blocked on Facebook Live for the past month, and I think the week that I got on restriction, crazy story happened. A guy who I used to call a friend of mine was convicted. Well, I don't know if he's been convicted because the trial hasn't come yet, but he murdered his wife. Okay, stabbed her 17 times.
Yeah. I remember that.
Okay, and it was because he didn't want to be divorced. She wanted to divorce him, right? She found out about some infidelity, right? A pattern of infidelity, right?
Yeah.
And came to him and wanted a divorce. And he had told her before, you leave me, I'm gonna kill you. And he ended up stabbing her 17 times with a knife that she bought him.
Damn. So what happened?
Yeah, I mean, he locked the fuck up right now. And I think the trial is at the end of this month. Actually, it's
That's
on
some
the
wild
24th
shit.
or something like that. Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
And she was actually a domestic
She was
violence
an
advocate.
Yep, she was an advocate. Yep.
Yep.
And she worked very closely with Sasha Center. That's one of our advocates for an agency for sexual assault here in the city of Detroit. So, and just going back to that, advocates are victims too,
Yeah.
and going back to how do I feel that I was caught and
Yeah.
led to this,
Yeah. Let the people know. Let us know.
Everything that I did, it was coming back to domestic violence, no matter how much I did not want to deal with domestic violence. I was in a domestic violence relationship myself, didn't know it, because people can be in domestic violence and not know it. Because when you think of domestic violence, you think in a physical.
Yeah, you thinking of
punching,
Ike and Tina.
hitting, Ike and Tina.
Yeah.
Broken noses and black eyes. None
Right.
of that. Domestic violence can be emotional. It can be physically. Yep, the mental,
Yep.
the gaslighting, financial, the stalking, yes, sexual, and a lot of people don't even realize that a woman can be raped by her husband.
Heck yeah.
No is no, period.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Yep. But a lot of prosecutors, if a wife says, I'm separated from my husband, and he rapes me on this day, and I want to press charges, and I want to file a PPO, a lot of prosecutors from cases that we've worked with will not touch it. You're married.
Yeah, that's
No is no.
wrong. Yeah. That's a lot of money.
That's
in
wild.
A long time.
That's some wild
You
stuff.
would think it would be very fast and easy to get that shit on out of the way, but it's two sides to every story. So, and you married?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. But everything that I turned was right here. And I remember my husband telling me one day, I said, I don't know my purpose. I think my purpose is just to be your wife and be these kids' mama, And he would tell me, your purpose is usually what God gives you, whatever you feel, and when you see it, when you hear it, when you smell it, no matter what it is, that your blood boils and you get so mad that you want to do something about it. He said that's usually your purpose, and God has put that there for you to react.
Yeah.
Right?
You got to react.
And what it was I also used to work as a Children Protective Services investigation with the state of Michigan for many years, right? Mm-hmm. And when it hit me in 2011, sitting at my desk as a CPS worker, I will always get cases that involve domestic violence. Not realizing that was God's way of saying, little girl, this is where I want you to go.
The source.
Listen, I got something else for you to do. I've placed you in these places so that you can get this, see this, feel this, get this experience. And so many different versions of this. I need you to move on this. So as a CPS worker, it just clicked to me one day.
Right.
I was the one that was different. I'm the one looking around like, so y'all don't see this?
Right.
Am I the only one to see this?
That's how it be too.
You doing it as
when you're supposed to do something special, that's how it be. You stand out. You see
our
stuff
team,
different.
like we getting some survivors, and we are straight. Not, we didn't go against policy. We was just very creative with it. Let me say that, right? So we're moving survivors out of county. They tell me, let's go. We getting their kids. We making a safety plan. We pulling up at 9, 10 o'clock at night because guess what? He ain't there. Right. We throwing them in that car. We driving 2-3 hours away to take them to a new shelter.
Yeah,
so 8 o'clock in the morning.
I'm looking at your flyer, your pamphlet. It says temporary shelter assistance, affordable house assistance, community service program, case management service, individual advocacy services, PPO assistance, supportive services, community resources.
And we do all that.
Wow, that's dope.
We do all that because the thing is that when this woman is leaving and she's running for her life, sometimes she's leaving with whatever her and her kids have because she's running for her life.
House of Cadence. This is located in Southfield, right?
It's Southfield. Yep, our office is in Southfield, but we're mobile.
Unfortunately, I'm a witness.
And then this is houseofcadence.com. It's a website.
Yep, it's our website. Houseofcadence.com.
Phone number 1-800-799-7233.
Say that one more time.
1-800-799-7233. Available 24/7.
That's the National Domestic Violence Hotline.
Okay, that's the hotline.
That's the National Domestic Violence. Yep. Okay. So, and our line is 313-681-6506. That's our direct office line.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. And that's the thing. When they call us, we meet them where they are. We don't never tell a survivor to leave.
So, when we was talking earlier, it blew my mind. You say people don't be wanting to call the police.
Oh, no.
That's crazy.
You know
say
why?
They just want the violence to stop, huh?
Yeah. My thing is, I want my man to stay here because 9 times out of 10, you don't know if he's the breadwinner. So you want to take him out, and how am I supposed to pay these bills? Yeah. Or he's the protector. Right before the show, we were talking about a different breed of men, right? Yeah. So if I got a good man that's staying here and he's protecting me from the neighborhood and protecting these kids, he just get violent sometimes. I may still want him here. I want the violence to stop. So I want him to get help. Yeah. We need to get healed, and that's the thing. We don't throw away our men.
Mental illness in men doing that shit.
It does not. And that's what I was going to say. I was going to go to that.
Mental illness?
It is not mental illness.
What is making men do that shit then?
You know why?
There got to be some type of mental breakdown somewhere. You want to make somebody a punching bag.
It is not. Mental illnesses you cannot control. Right? You're going to react like this no matter if the police is here, your mama, my mama, the kids, the cousin, whoever here.
Some of them niggas
I'm
still
act
do.
like that, right?
A lot of them still do. They fight the police.
A lot
they
of
don't
times,
care. Call the police. I can't wait till they get here. Them
but a lot
crazy.
of times, they can control it. Because if they're at church, they're just, if they're at the grocery store, if
but
they're
how
in front
long
of certain
do they control
people,
it? Because they get in the car and don't control. Let it out when they get in the car.
But they didn't do it in the store when everybody was there. In the car, this is a private center. That's control. If you can control it any space, in any place.
And that's how you know you're wrong, because you're not going to do it
that's
in front of
how you
other
know
people
it.
that's
Yes.
going to check
Char
you
said they call it Tinder dicks.
That nigga dumb. Oh, no, I thought you said Char. You said
Char. It's Tinder dicks. That's great.
If they can control it anywhere, that means you can control it.
Yeah.
That's not a mental health. And we not, because there's a lot of mental health that goes around here. And we ain't
So
about
do
to
a lot
throw
of
that in
men
the
try to get
category.
help?
Yeah, we do have men that come get help. We have someone that came with the girl. It wasn't them two in a relationship that was doing the violence. It was her boyfriend that was causing violence on her and him.
Wait, what?
Wait.
Now listen to this story.
Wait, rewind.
So this is baby mama, baby daddy, right?
Okay,
That's what I forgot to say.
Okay,
Baby mama,
right,
baby
okay.
daddy.
Okay.
They have a good relationship.
Okay.
Right? So he's one of those men that I'm coming to get my kids.
Yeah.
If baby
F that
mama
nigga.
call,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
baby mama call and she's getting off of work, what do you mean you about to catch the bus on 7 Mile and Van Dyke?
I
I'm
got
on my
you.
way.
Right.
And I'm gonna drop you off at the house.
Look at
So-
Mark, like, why I gotta be Van Dyke?
Right.
Gotta be bad.
But her new dude wasn't appreciative of that and kept
right.
thinking that there was relationships and they
Something
kept
going
saying
on,
it.
Yeah.
The baby daddy, he told me, "Oh, I can handle this. I can definitely handle this.
Yeah.
But I'm not, because I'm not gonna let no man take me away from my kids.
Yeah, because you're going to go to jail.
Because if I handle it, I'm going to prison and I will be there for a very long time. Now, if I'm in prison,
That's
who's
me.
supposed to take care of her?
That's
and who's supposed
definitely
to
me. I
take
just
care
want
of these
everybody to know
kids?
that's me. But go ahead.
But and that's the situation. So we still
me.
helped him to relocate because he needed to get someplace to go to, because this dude was coming to his crib, busting out windows.
No, I ain't gonna do none of that.
Cars.
I'm just gonna.
No,
No,
you
the
know
No,
that.
you gotta be
boyfriend.
doing something. Oh, the boyfriend was doing something to
the
the baby
boyfriend.
daddy.
Yeah, the
You ain't
boyfriend was
coming
doing
on
this
my
to the
house
baby
busting out
daddy.
Nothing. You, bro.
Okay, the baby daddy is the ex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
At
the
this point.
boyfriend
But
is
the boyfriend busting out windows.
busting
Oh,
out
he's
windows.
he a tender dick, like
Boy.
Charles said. Pause.
Hey, bro.
Yeah. He mad dog taking
I ain't
care
got
of
no
his
piss.
kids.
Hey, I ain't got no piss for no reason. I may not shoot you, but I'm
Right,
pretty
right,
be
right.
on your ass.
And I ain't promoting violence and condoning violence
Nah,
and none
right,
of that on
but
here.
then
But
you
if you
ain't
come
gonna
into
come
my
over
crib
You
doing
ain't
all
busting
that,
out my window, dog.
busting out
then you
windows.
give me a reason to be on Metro News.
Right.
But you gonna be seeing me standing there
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
to the police like this.
Yeah.
Like,
This is
yeah,
what
so-
happened.
You know,
This is what happened.
You know,
Yeah.
you know, and they
Yeah.
gonna be
And then
he was
boom.
a handcuff. You know, and there it is. And they gonna be like, yeah, Mr. John, as he goes back
Right.
into his house.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so I was just that's
Y'all
all
ain't gonna
I'm
put them
saying.
handcuffs on me. I'm finna get in the back seat.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, I want to sit down
I drive myself
anyway.
down there, nigga.
Dang,
But
that's
yeah,
crazy.
it's
So,
crazy.
That's wild.
So, and I'm not going to say every man that displayed domestic violence, some do have mental health issues, right?
Yeah,
and they can't control it, but domestic violence isn't a mental health issue. The mental health issue that they may have may be, bipolar or paranoid schizophrenic or
That comes from that
multiple
long line, right?
Yeah.
That long line of what do we would call that? When we get beaten, slavery and all that extra
Yeah,
shit.
post-traumatic slave
There
disorder.
we go, right there.
There you go.
Yeah. Comes back and it's in your blood.
And that's what post-traumatic slave disorders is. Dr. DeGuri literally says that slavery is innate in all of our DNAs.
Yes.
That's from the black diaspora. If you are on the black diaspora and you live here in America, or you are a descendant of slaves, you have the DNA of a slave. And it just, it changes as each person grow. And she was able to give an example, which as a black woman, right? We're in school and I'm standing next to a white woman in school. My son is top basketball, top this. Her son is right next to him. She comes to me and says, "Oh, Billy is so good. He's excellent. He's smart. He's this." The black woman responds is, "Girl, but he's a headache at home, or he
see,
can't
yeah,
pick this
that,
up,
yeah.
or he's this, or he's
You're
that."
right.
Right?
Yep.
Now, flip the conversation. The white woman, "Oh, Billy is great, this, da, da, da." The white woman, "Yes, he's
Can
amazing, and he's this, and he's
Yep,
that."
yep,
Right?
yep.
The reason
Boost
why
him up, right
boosting
there.
him up. A black
Motivate him.
woman is going to, for the post-traumatic slave disorder, won't boost them up.
Not
Why?
even consciously doing it.
Not consciously, and don't realize why we were doing that. When she gave that scenario, I have never done that again in my life.
You know-
You know why?
That's a good point. I'm
Because
glad
the
you
whole
said that.
thing is the reason why we did
And
it.
men got to stop doing that too.
And
Nigga,
men
all
gotta
here
stop
at
it.
home.
I hate
Right,
it.
because you don't even realize that you're doing it.
I
But
hate
we
that's
were
real.
doing
when
it.
the, when the
Look,
parents be like, "My kid's bad as hell."
Bad as
Yeah.
hell.
I hate that shit.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing you could
Yeah,
ever
don't
say
put
about
that
kids,
shit on
bro.
But you know the reason why they were doing it? Because back in slavery, when master started giving you compliments about how good your son is and how strong and how well
Oh,
he
master,
is,
he ain't.
but he dumb. Because or he's stupid or he's lame or he can't do this or he's not good for that. Why? Because I get to keep my son with me a little longer. Because as soon as he grows up and master see that he can make a buck off him, my
he
family
gonna
is
take
broke.
him. Yeah.
So that has been poured into our DNA and we didn't even know that we were doing it or
So
why.
nothing won't happen to him.
Yep.
So nothing will happen. So it's a
Protection.
protective
They think it's
factor.
protection. Yeah.
Yes, it's
Damn.
a protector factor, and then that behavior is passed down to generations. And Ramon, you just said it. I hate when a mother said my son is bad as hell.
Yeah.
It's passed down from generation. It's a protective factor that we didn't even know that we needed, that we were doing, that we still do today. Because right now,
I tell
that's not
people
a
all the
protective
time,
factor
I
that we need
don't
today.
mean to sound all business savvy and all techie and shit like that, but I tell people all the time, your kids is your ROI.
Yeah,
They're your return on investment.
yeah.
dog.
Period.
It is.
Real talk.
Period.
Cause I get
Like, for real.
Majority of my friends' kids are excellent in what they're doing.
Yep.
Because they teach them
Because their parents
the
put
right
it
way.
in them. You got to put it in them.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever you want your kids to be, no matter what they fall into
Yeah.
or what they get into as teenagers, whatever, you still got to, like, especially in today's times, because we don't have a village, you got to have triple OT overtime parenting, coaching, teaching, training, coaching, teaching. It's no breaks. It's no rest.
No.
Really, not in today's time, because it ain't that many grandmas and big mamas or
Not no more.
granddads
Or
and
grandfathers.
or
30,
unks.
49.
The OGs in the
Right.
neighborhood
That's the
ain't there, and then
problem.
a lot of them kids ain't being taught like us, because we can go outside and learn too.
Yeah.
There's no respect.
I learned from all my boys' dad. Every one of
Yeah.
my boys
Very
on
true.
Foyer had their dad. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much all of them. And I learned right fishing, hunting. I learned that from my granddad, hunting, fishing from Ray. This like everything. You know what I'm saying? We had Mr. Hogan. We had Butch. We had Skip. We had Tip. We had Steve. We had everybody. Oh, Doug. We had Mr. Gowdy. We had everybody. All the daddies was on Foyer. Henry. We had all the old dudes on Foyer. Charles.
Yeah, teaching.
Like
Yeah.
but they all the old dudes was in the crib.
They had something to give to everybody.
Yeah, and they had something to give. I remember being the young one that would be sitting on I would sit on the porch with the OG. My boys would be somewhere playing, but P would be on the one sitting on the porch. Mr. Housey, oh my God, the dude I call my brother Housey, he watching the show. His dad was like 4 or 5 of our dads in the hood.
Shit.
Like-
it
like-
was a whole house.
Like the whole like his house was, but his dad, like my dad wasn't around like that, but Mr. Housey,
Yeah, it was my father.
I'm
his
talking
father.
about, man, listen,
Man, real
baseball
That's what you
games be
need,
on,
though.
I go sit
That
back
was
there in
the
that
village
bed,
back
watch
then.
that game,
Yeah.
all of that, like it was real, like
That's the village back
man,
then.
he passed away. It broke me down as hard as my mom passing away. Because when my mom passed, I just knew I still got Mr. Housey. You know what I'm saying? And then months later, he passed. Man, it broke me down. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my guy. Like I learned my retail excellence from Mr. I learned how to deal with people in my job from him. But you can't name
Yeah.
people like that today. I try to be that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? God is my witness. I try my best to have that comment. I try to
gotta
be
just
that.
keep doing
Not
it.
even go say
Yeah.
try. I am
'Cause
that
he wasn't
positive
trying.
energy.
He wasn't trying.
It was who he
was
was.
doing it.
Exactly.
And that's the
exactly.
thing when you say that you're trying to do it, you are doing it.
Yeah.
The thing is that even with this platform here, that's what you all do. You are holding black men accountable. And the
Goddamn
whole
right.
thing, even with
And we
domestic
gotta
violence,
be able to want to be held accountable.
you gotta, and that's
Yeah.
the whole thing. Because when you have that DV going on, and if I tell Mo, I'm about to go slap my bitch up, and you like, well, yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
can't
nigga
do this.
MOB,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, man.
You
I don't know.
condoling the violence, right?
Yeah, you can't
Instead
do
of
that.
saying like,
Yeah.
hold on, dog, what did you just say to me?
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that. Like, what are you doing?
Like dog on that Facebook video when he had his gun out, like I'm about to go kill my mama. He like, nigga, what was some pussy you used to have?
Yeah, right.
And she moved on. He like, nigga, I'm not about to let you do that. His boy going
Yeah.
hard. He like, dummy. He like, you a
Yeah.
dummy.
Right.
He like, she
Yeah.
ain't even yours. Nigga, he like, that's what you used to have. He like, nigga, that dude ain't doing nothing to your kid, dummy.
Right.
He like, you over here real sensitive right now, man. He was
Right.
going
Extra
hard.
And that's what
that's
we
what
need.
we really supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do, because my
Not
real
jump
talk,
on the
like you was saying, yes men, I don't need no yes people around me.
Yeah.
My thing is
Hell
this:
no.
don't let me walk out this door and I,
I
got
think
toilet
that's why
paper in my
I
pants.
think that's why our crew is good, because we at some point at some
ain't had
level
no-
we
weren't-
check
we
each
weren't no
other.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
No,
we
you got to
always
be
on
able to check a
individual.
Even
person
if it came down
and
to
receive
roasting
the
each
check.
other.
Though
Yeah,
you have to be
yeah.
able to receive
Yeah,
it.
even if it kind of started with roasting in some form, we trying to tell each other, hey dog,
You
Yeah.
need to check yourself.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, and I think that's
Yeah.
why we stood as strong as we did. It ain't so much of us talking about behind each other back. We gonna call each other about one another like, man, P said this.
A lot of
you
the
know, we
problems,
gonna do that, but it's we tight knitted.
Right.
We've been together since kindergarten, third grade.
Hell yeah,
Right.
all the way on.
And that's
Like-
how it's supposed to be. So you know,
Yeah.
y'all backs is God. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
hell yeah.
So if someone comes to say something to you, Mom said, you already know.
Yeah,
You right.
yeah.
It ain't no harm here,
Yeah,
right?
right,
I
yeah.
know this is done out of love. So maybe I was tripping.
Because I'm coming back and I'm gonna ask him, and he gonna talk to me, and we gonna talk it out. How men supposed to fucking do it?
A lot of the problems. Go ahead.
Not call out bullshit. Oh, this nigga said this. This nigga said that. You believe what this nigga said, nigga?
Well, I'm gonna tell them.
Men don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Who
A
you
lot of
telling,
them-
nigga? Who you
The
telling?
problems we have in our community will not end unless we hold ourselves accountable, right?
Period.
Like, because we have these
Period.
conversations, and we was talking earlier about how they always become divisive because it's the man talking about the woman, the woman talking about the man, and there's always tension in between that causes the actual issue, the core issue, to be ignored, right?
Yep.
But when the men hold the men accountable and the women hold the women accountable, as opposed to we're coming from the opposite side and they're coming off like an attack.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Now
told you we
because
on
of
one
that-
big ass domestic violence battle, even with social relationships.
Yeah, it is.
But
it
you
really
know,
is.
not to be funny, you know, I be having to be silly a little bit to go back to these niggas sharing nails what they want. So, and are you seeing a level of men getting beat like
You know what?
like
See how you
like
laughed about it?
no,
though?
I'm just not.
That's the reason why niggas stay in the damn house.
No,
about it.
I ain't saying nothing.
no. Y'all ain't getting my point. I'm kind of trying to make it.
You silly.
You know what I'm
I
talking
know
about.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
I know what
Tell
you're
your boy,
saying.
like, hey, bro,
Just fucking with
hey, bro, can you please not laugh? My girl beat me up.
No, not even that.
I mean, but
Not your girl.
Nigga,
I'm talking about with the
period.
niggas that taste the rainbow. The rainbow gone, man.
Oh man,
It's gone. There ain't that many real niggas left, man. What I'm saying is your clients turning into
do you see
nail
more,
shares.
Okay, so he's saying basically, do you see more domestic violence because of the male
To men,
is actually
and then the
becoming
men
more of the more
of
a
the
female
relationship
trait?
based now.
More
Yeah, I ain't
female
trying to get us
traits
kicked
than-
off
are
air.
you saying male on male?
Yeah,
domestic violence?
yeah,
Okay.
because
Oh,
yo,
male.
you ain't gonna be supporting black women pretty soon, is what I'm saying.
Oh damn!
Okay.
He didn't take it to
So,
a whole round.
We will always
Okay, I
support
got
black
it out.
women.
Jay-Z said it. I always tell the truth when I get nervous.
We talking about.
I don't even know what we're
So
talking
what,
about
what
no
you
more.
do when, so what you do when you ain't nervous?
Right.
Right.
Damn, this is what I do when I get nervous. Tell the truth. So you lie.
Mark, you was supposed to do dum dum da dum.
I'm supposed to do this? Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was waiting.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah,
But
so
that's true though. Are you seeing? Do you see more? Are you starting to see more?
like
men
hated
coming
it, Twan hated it.
Yeah.
Like
You
is
know
he
what?
Getting his, getting his.
Because you know
Okay,
they're
so
starting to
listen.
say they're women.
The LTPG community, they also
think you got
experience.
that wrong.
I did. I'm so sorry. What is
You
it?
better
L-
correct that.
She said
I know, I do need to
LPG.
correct
Where
that.
the P
What
come
the-
from?
I know. It's
Peter Pan.
LGBT. And why do I do it? I guess because I hear it all the time.
Right.
LGBTQ.
2. Yes, you got to add the 2 on there.
Two. They done
Yes.
added a
No,
number.
we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Yes. So, but
think
this
it's to
is
the
the
second
thing.
power.
So this is the thing. You know, domestic
my
violence does
face.
not have a respective person.
Yeah,
You know, domestic violence doesn't have a respective pay
Category.
wage. No, at all.
Yeah.
We've had executive directors. You know, people who's running shelters over domestic violence, then have turned around and had to get in shelter themselves. It doesn't matter who, black girl, brown boy, green.
This still
little girl,
serious, y'all. I'm
It's
just
still domestic
admit-
violence,
I
and
just-
it's all
yeah.
the community. The one thing that's different is that we see. I focus with black women because I'm a black woman and we matter, and I care about me and I care about those who look like me.
You get those
So-
calls though.
Yeah, the calls, we don't get those calls because we cater to black women. But we do have partners that do cater to the LGBT
I don't know.
community,
Yeah,
right?
LGBT.
Yeah. Yep. So we do. So that, you know, we have Supreme Transition. She caters to their community. We also have,
Okay.
yeah, so there's other agencies that caters to the community because everyone is affected by domestic violence. And this is the thing that we don't realize is that the ripple effect, right? Everything that you do directly affects somebody next to you, whether you know it or not. And that's what domestic violence is. So the thing is, we've seen it growing up in our homes, right? So there's a high probability when you going to school, what I just saw my daddy do, I'm going to do it to my little girl.
Is domestic violence, like, say for instance, like you scared, like what your girl going through and you scared her, you scared of that dude, like you going through domestic violence too? For
that's
her?
called secondary trauma, right?
Okay.
So that's a secondary trauma of the violence, right? So because that's not my man. So with domestic violence, when it's an intimate situation, it's intimate partner violence, right? So you can have domestic violence with a son and a mama. We living in the same house,
Definitely,
right?
definitely.
We adults. We're over 18, and if you haul off and hit me, this is a domestic violence. When the police get there, that's what they're going to categorize it as, right? So
they call it domestic violence assault, but not this regular assault.
It depends because the domestic violence is the domestic part of it. There's a domestic relationship here,
Okay,
right?
gotcha.
So even when you going into the high schools, especially in the colleges, you have a high rate of violence, stalking. 1 in 5 women will be sexually assaulted in her life. Literally, how many people you have in your families? Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth one is going to be affected or could be affected by a sexual assault once in her life.
Yeah.
Now, Charlamagne said something a while back about we grew up in a rape culture.
Yeah.
So what if that fifth woman was like went through it and didn't know because of
She knows.
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, she knows.
Like, cause we did grow up in a wild culture. I give it that. Like, we grew up in some.
We grew up in.
Charlamagne wasn't lying.
Right
yeah.
now.
No, we didn't. We didn't.
Like, it's just how we was. The stuff we said, the stuff we did. It was considered normal.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It was normal. It was normal to who? Not the girl that was being assaulted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not It was normal to the guys. Wait, you know what? It was normal to the guys because there was no guys holding the other guys accountable.
But listen. But you had I remember you had girls, like, prime example. I don't care if he a star. They had you can go live with Chris Brown on radio, and he was his pitch. The girls were straight calling, Chris, all I do is suck you up all day. I'll lick you up, and
that's not sexual abuse.
But what I'm saying is this: like back
they
then,
know he do it,
yeah.
though.
But listen,
beat women.
But back then, the popular boys in school got treated like that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like when we was coming up, the popular boys got
Blueface beat his girl up. And
this girl getting a tattoo on her face.
That there is
mental.
Yeah, that's a toxic. That whole relationship.
But what I'm saying in our era. Not to blame it, because we did as men. We said while like even think about our dances, how we freak dance at our like we was on a floor. We was dancing like
on a wall.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
and you know what? But the thing is, right? That was our culture, right? And even back then, we used to wear Daisy Dukes, halter tops, breasts out, right? That's clothing. But the problem is where it becomes the abuse is when I said no. I don't care if we 2 seconds from getting into it. When I say no, dude, back up and move.
Right.
That's when the abuse come in, when you're just gonna force yourself on me, even though I said no. So it doesn't. So no matter if I'm telling you I'm gonna do this to you, that's consensual. If I tell you we're gonna dance and we about to pretty much get so low that it look like slow grind, like we really about to do it right here on this floor. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you my consent.
That's what you're doing.
Right? But the moment when I say no and you continue to move forward with whatever that act is, you've taken away my consent. So I'm not now because of that, would I go tell the police? Would anybody believe me? Y'all gonna all call me hoes?
I got a crazy question.
You're gonna start talking about me, everyone, and the victim blaming is what happens. So a lot of women do not report the sexual assault.
I got a crazy question for y'all. Would y'all turn in what we going through today's time with our men with Taste the Rainbow? It's like everywhere.
Keep saying that.
For those times back then.
Wait, what?
Like when.
Oh, you talking about what we traded in?
Yeah, would you trade those? You had me, like you had,
abusive men.
Not abusive. I'm talking about the culture we grew up in.
I'm not trading anything. I want us to get healed and get better.
So
we're gonna keep that back
we
there.
Grew up with, what are you saying? What are we trading for though? What are we trading the OJs for the BGs?
Like we wasn't hearing about none of this stuff that's going on. Niggas wasn't sharing nails, and niggas wasn't getting doing all this wild shit.
Publicized.
Okay, now what are you? What we trading
yeah,
for though?
right. But see, I like what she said. It wasn't publicized because everything that's going on now was
Not
still going
new.
on back then.
Yeah.
We just didn't have this magnifying
We didn't
glass
have- Yeah, that's true.
called
not have
social
this
media
platform.
that not only
I don't
showed
think
us
I don't
shit,
think it was this crazy.
No, it wasn't this
No.
crazy.
It
I
wasn't,
don't think it was this crazy.
There's a lot.
Because-
but you know why? Right? Because of social media, we have a
Because
window
back in the day-
that'll make people.
I remember
copycat
going to
shit
high school
and-
with
and
guys.
Now they want to mimic
back
what
in
they
the day
see.
when Snoop Dogg, he had the braids.
Yeah.
I remember going to school with this guy that was on a football team. He came to school one day and he had ponytails all in his head with barrettes on there.
Oh, there you go.
I said, "Oh my gosh, we didn't have cameras and social media."
But
You
what
know
I'm saying though, that was here's and theirs.
But no,
it was
no,
like,
but that
and then back then we used to be
Listen
like,
to
I think
why,
what's the
though.
name? Such
That
and
was
such.
why.
Listen
though.
to what I'm saying though.
That's-
Social media not only shows it, but
Yeah.
it helps it to
It-
grow.
what's-
Yeah.
If that
It
picture
grows.
would have been seen, it would have been
It's
a lot
a
of people that have been
steroid shot.
inspired by
and
it.
said,
Yeah,
"Oh,
that's true.
that's sweet.
It's a
That's
steroid
sweet."
And
shot.
that
Yeah.
would've been more- and
It's a-
that's
And then it
That's what
would've
you
been-
said programming
Yeah.
That's
last
part
week,
of the
no?
reason why the
Yeah.
world is what it is
Yeah.
now. We see more of the shit. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Or
saying? More
And now we
crazy shit.
desensitize.
Yeah, Faces of
about a
Death.
lot of
Remember,
it.
We
like
got
we said,
5 minutes,
we had
y'all.
Faces of Death on video. Everybody was like, "Oh, I can't watch that." Nah, nigga, that shit. You watch that shit like
All
it's
day.
fucking making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
We
Yeah.
got,
You know what I'm saying?
We got 5 minutes before we close out. I want you to,
Damn, man, what that?
yeah, let the people know like how they can reach out.
Yes. Get more
Again,
numbers
close out
and
on what
everything.
you close out. We the name of the show, y'all, is keep your hands to yourself.
Keep your
And
hands
again, I learned a lot on
motherfucking-
this show, even though we talked a lot of stuff and silly and all that stuff. But
It's very
the
serious.
message was heard. As far as domestic violence, it's not just the physical. Like Lachetta said, it's financial, it's mental, it's what else you call it? Verbal, emotional, gaslighting, sexual. It's all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, if you feel like you a victim of domestic violence and you need help, Lachetta,
You can call the House of Cadence at 313-681-6506. We are here to help. We cater to Black women who are victims and survivors of domestic violence. We assist them in getting transitioned into temporary shelters. If they're ready to move into permanent housing, we have relocated women. We've paid security deposits. We will provide them with purchases of new documents. Because if they're running for their lives, we're not worried about any of those documents. We can get new ones. So we purchase all new things for them if they qualify for our services. So domestic violence, you don't have to be ashamed. You're not alone. We are here to help. You should never be ashamed to be a victim. He should be ashamed of victimizing you.
that's real talk. Keep your hands to yourself.
Yes.
All the way around. We don't need none of that. And I had put on Facebook not too long ago like what black people need to do to get on code, and what's the name said the realest thing. No, my dog. I'm drawing a blank. VJ, Vincent. And they said a lot of black men need to get married again. We need marriages in the black community again.
For the right purpose.
For
Yeah,
the
right
right purposes.
purpose.
You know what I'm saying? Like we need to build again that way, starting with that, like families, real talk. But Mon, you got anything while we got a couple minutes before I close out? What you got?
Yeah, I need people to stop chasing that damn rainbow.
Yeah, man, for real.
God, slow down, man.
Slow down, man. Like, everything got me. Y'all niggas sharing nails now. Y'all got me thrown off today.
That's why. Did you see? What's the name with the purse? He put the money out the purse. What's that rapper name?
Lil Baby?
Lil Baby. Put
Yeah,
the,
man,
He got
like
a whole purse.
a
Put
whole
the money out
purse,
like
like
like he's sweet. Like, no, you sweet, all right, man. But you know what?
Call it a crossbody.
Rainbow.
Yeah, this stop, man. Y'all done killed the Skittle commercial.
Yeah.
Skittles.
Let
Taste the
women
rain.
have
They don't
something.
even have that
That's
slogan
mine.
no more.
That's mine.
Like you said, brother, let them have
Yeah,
everything
let-
that's
Yeah,
Let
don't
the
get to
women-
sharing
let the
lashes
women enjoy it.
and
Being
eyebrows
women,
with
man.
these women.
Let a
Being
woman
feminine.
live in their woman.
And women, let us
Womandom.
enjoy being masculine.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Let us
that,
enjoy being men.
Yeah.
Let
Man, please.
femininity
Yes.
be with the women.
This woman
and-
is a very feminine one and love a masculine man. So
yeah. And before we close out, I will give a shout out to Killer Mike. But more than giving him a shout out on the 3 Grammys, you notice they didn't air him winning the Grammys, but they air him in them handcuffs though.
exactly. That
With
was
the assault.
dirty.
So they always live to embarrass us. You know what I'm saying? But I love what he said. It's never too old. It's never too late to get what you
Why
put
did
out
they
here
take
for.
him, though? I didn't even-
I think he's got into it with security, swung on somebody, some assault
They
crap.
slapped the
They didn't take
security
him to
guard from right
jail.
here.
they put him in the back in the little the crypto arena little jail cell. But you know, again, y'all, watch this show, share this show. Keep your hands to yourself. You know what I'm saying? We got the help out there. Lachetta left it out there for y'all. Watch the show, share. We share the information.
Know somebody need it, get it.
Next week we gonna have our fourth co-host, Shar. If y'all been paying attention to the comments, that girl crazy. So she gonna be like Monique or something on the show, tripping. So it is what it is. But we thank y'all for joining. Love y'all. Much love. Peace.
Peace.
Warning. You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile